Hi, it's Tink today at Story Time. And again, we're with Junie B. Jones by Barbara Parks. This one's called Junie B. Jones and the Yucky Blucky Fruitcake. Chapter 1, The Bestest Game Winner. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice. Except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, that's all. I'm in the grade of kindergarten. It is the afternoon kind. Afternoon kindergarten is better than morning kindergarten. That's because you get to sleep late and watch cartoons. Only guess what? Today, my baby brother, named Ollie, waked me up very too early. He was screaming for his bottle, but screaming is not polite, and so he needed some discipline, I think. I sat up on my bed. "Hey, shut your face!" I hollered. Mother opened my door speedy quick. Her eyes were angry at me. "Junie B. Jones, what do you think you're doing?" she growled. I hid from her under my sheets. "I think I'm doing discipline," I said kind of quiet. "Please, Junie B, not today," said Mother. "Daddy and I need you to be on your best behavior. We both have to go to work early and Grandma Miller is coming to babysit you." Just then I heard the front door open. "Grandpa, that's my grandpa, Frank Miller," I shouted. I jumped out of bed and ran to meet him, only too bad for Grandpa because he didn't see me coming around the corner, and I accidentally butted him in the stomach with my head. Grandpa Miller yelled the word of "oof." Then he bent way over in half, and me and my mother and Daddy had to help him walk to the couch. Daddy did a frown at me. "How many times have we told you not to run in the house?" he said. I counted on my fingers. 1,000,000,000,000,000 skadillion, I think. Only I'm just guessing. After that, Mother made me sit on her lap, and she told Grandpa Frank Miller the babysitter instructions on me. Babysitter instructions is all the stuff I'm not allowed to do. Like no climbing on top of the refrigerator, and no putting lipstick on my dog named Tickle, and no making Ollie lick a potato, except for he didn't actually mind that too much. After the babysitter instructions, Mommy and Daddy kissed me goodbye. Then they went to work. I jumped way high in the air. Oh boy, now we're gone. Now they're gone. And so you and me can have fun. Right, Grandpa? Right? I zoomed into the kitchen, climbed on top of the refrigerator. "Hey, Grandpa, come look where I am." Grandpa Miller came in the kitchen. Look how high I am up here. Now I can be the king, and this can be my throne. And you're my servant named Pinky, and you have to fetch me stuff. And also, I get to hit on the head of my sword. Grandpa Miller lifted me off the refrigerator. He put me back on the floor. "Yeah, only I didn't give you permission to do that, Pinky," I said. "Sorry, little girl, but you heard the rules," said Grandpa. "And anyhow, I have to finish feeding Ollie his breakfast bottle." He went back into the living room. "Hey, Grandpa, you just gave me a very good idea, 'cause I think I'll eat my breakfast too, only I can fix mine all by myself." I hurried up and got out the ingredients. Ingredients is stuff you mix together, like the bowl and the spoon and the cereal and the milk. Except for the milk carton was very too heavy for me, and so I just got the orange juice instead. I put my bowl of cereal on the floor. Then I poured orange juice to the tippy top of it. I took a giant bite. Yum, I said. This is the most delicious breakfast I've ever ate, except for it doesn't actually taste that good. Just then Grandpa Miller come into the kitchen. He said, "No eating on the floor." "Yeah, but I don't like to sit in my big kitchen chair," I said, "'cause I'm not tall enough to reach the table. And so Mother makes me sit on telephone books. Only that thing hurts my behind me." My grandpa looked at my bowl. "What in the world are you eating?" he asked. "I am eating cereal and orange juice," I told him. "It is very delicious, except for it is going to make me puke, I think." Then Grandpa Frank opened the refrigerator so he could find me better kind of breakfast. "How about some fruit?" he said. "Yeah," I shouted. "Yay for fruit, 'cause fruit is the bestest thing I love." I folded my hands very politely. "I would like some bananas and some peaches and some strawberries, please." And so Grandpa sliced all those fruits into a bowl, and he let me eat them in the living room in front of the TV. And I'm not even allowed to do that. Only we're not telling Mother. And here's another fun thing. After breakfast, baby Ollie took his nap, and me and my Grandpa Miller played Old Maid. And I winned him 5 whole times in a row. That's because I kept on putting the Old Maid way higher than the rest of my cards, and he kept on picking it. Grandpa Miller is a sucker, I think. Me and him played lots more games, too. Their names were Who Can Skip the Fastest and Who Can Hop on One Foot the Longest, and also the game of Tic-Tac-Toad. And guess what? I won all those games, too. "I'm the best game winner in the whole world," I said. Then I ran to my room to get ready for kindergarten. First, I put on my favorite pants with the polka dotties on them. Then I found my favorite sweater with the cow in the front. It was the dirty clothes hamper, only it didn't even stink that much. After that, I combed my hair with my fingers, and I brushed my teeth, except for not the wiggly one. Grandpa made me a sandwich for lunch. Its name was Jack Cheese. I ate it all up. Then I gave him a big kiss, and I skipped to my school bus very happy. "I'm the bestest winner, I'm the bestest winner," I sang really loud, 'cause winning is the funnest thing I love. Chapter 2, Hopping and Racing and Tic-Tac-Toad. I ride the school bus with my best friend named Grace. She has curly black hair. That is my favorite kind of head. Also, she has pink high tops with big feet in them. That Grace is a lucky duck, I think. "Hey, Grace, guess what? Me and my Grandpa Miller played games today, and I winned him at Old Maid and at hopping and skipping and tic-tac-toad. And so I am the bestest game winner in the whole world." That Grace smiled. "Me too," she said. "I'm a good game winner too." I patted her very nice. "Yeah, only you can't be as good as me, Grace, 'cause I said it first, and that's why." That Grace did a mad face at me. Then she called me the name of Beanie Head. I patted her again. "You don't take criticism that well, Grace," I said. Just then she got out a pencil and paper from her backpack. She drew a tic-tac-toad. "Now we'll see who's the bestest winner really is," she said. "I got X's," I hollered. "I got O's," she hollered. "I go first," I hollered. "I go second," she hollered. Then me and her played tic-tac-toad. "Tic-tac-toad, 3 in a row," I yelled very fast. "See, Grace, see? I told you I'm the bestest winner." Then Grace looked at the paper. "But your X's aren't in a row, Junie B," she said. I did a huffy breath at her. "I know they are not in a row, Grace. That is why I made a curvy line to connect them." That Grace jumped up. "Cheater, cheater, that's cheating," she shouted. "The X's have to be in a straight row." Then she passed our tic-tac-toad all around the bus, and all the other kids called me cheater too. Plus, a mean boy named Jim called me the name of Nutball. I hate that guy. After that, I scooted way over next to the window all by myself. I should have took O's, I whispered, very disappointed. Pretty soon the bus pulled into my school parking lot. I hurried off the thing speedy quick. "Hey, Junie B, wait up," yelled the Grace. "You and me can skip to the swing set together. Want to?" And all of a sudden I felt happy inside again, 'cause skipping is my bestest game. I could cream her at that, I think. "Hey, Grace," I hollered, "you and me can have a skipping race. The first one to the swings is the winner." I took a big breath. "Ready, get set, go," I shouted. Except for the Grace wasn't actually off the bus yet. Only that's not my problem. I skipped as fast as a speedy rocket. I'm winning," I shouted, very thrilled. But just then that Grace skipped right past me. "Hi, Junie B! Bye, Junie B!" she said. Then she touched the swing set before I did. I won, she yelled. "I beat you at skipping. I told you I was a good game winner." I stamped my foot at her. "No, you are not a good game winner, Grace," I said. "'Cause your feet are way gianter than mine, and also you have pink high tops, so this race was not fair and square." That Grace stuck her tongue out at me. "That is not attractive of you, madame," I said. Then I turned around and saw my other bestest friend named Lucille. I run to her speedy quick. "Hey, Lucille, it's me. It's your bestest friend, Junie B. Jones. Let's play by ourselves, 'cause you and me can have a hopping contest, and we can see who's the bestest hopper." Lucille fluffed her lacy dress. "Okay, but I'm not allowed to get sweaty, and also I must be careful of my fingernails." She showed me them. "See, the manicure lady painted them apricot ice. See how beautiful they are?" Yeah, whatever," I said, not looking. I took a giant breath. "Ready, set, go," I shouted. Then me and Lucille started hopping on one foot. We hopped and hopped and hopped. Only it wasn't as fun as hopping with Grandpa Miller, on count of Lucille didn't get tired and fall over. "Look, Junie B," she said very squealy. "Look how bouncy I am. This is fun, isn't it?" I wiped my sweating head. "Yeah, only it would be funner if you fell over now, Lucille, 'cause I just had a skipping contest with that Grace, and I'm a little pooped here." "Look, Junie B," she said again. "How fluffy skirt bounces over my head when I hop way high." My face felt hottish and reddish. "I can see your underpants, Lucille," I told her. Only that dumb Lucille didn't even care if I could see her underpants. She just kept on hopping and hopping. Finally, I got tired and fell over. "Yay, yay," shouted Lucille. I'm the winner of hopping." Just then the school bell rang and everyone ran to room 9. Except for not me. I walked very slow, all by myself. Mrs. was standing outside room 9. Mrs. is the name of my teacher. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs. and that's all. She smiled at me. "Why so glum, Junie B?" she said. "'Cause people keep on beating me at all my games, that's why, and now I'm not the bestest winner anymore," I said. Then I went to my seat and I put my head down on my table. On account of glum is when the happy is gone right out of you. Chapter 3, all about carnivals. Mrs. took attendance. Attendance is when you say the word here. Only I didn't feel like saying it, so I just raised my hand very flimsy. "Are you feeling all right, Junie B?" Mrs. asked. "She's okay," said Lucille. "She's just mad because I beat her at hopping." "Yeah, only I already explained that to you, madame." I shouted at Lucille's face. Mrs. clapped her hands loud at me. Junie B. Jones, that will be enough of that, she said. I put my head on my table again. This day's a bummer, I whispered to myself. Mrs. stood at her desk. Boys and girls, may I have your attention, please? I would like to talk to you about a special night coming at the school on Friday. It's called Carnival Night. Does anyone know what a carnival is? I do, said that Jim I hate. A carnival is like when they have at the state fair every year. There's lots of rides there, like the Ferris wheel and the tilt-a-whirl and the bumper cars. Yeah, and there's a shooting gallery with fake ducks, says Jamal Hall. And there's cotton candy that rots your teeth by eating big black holes in your protective tooth enamel, said the boy I love named Ricardo. Ricardo's mother is a dentist, I think. After that, crybaby boy named William stood up very shy, and he said one time he rode the scary roller coaster and he didn't even cry that much, except for he accidentally threw up his chili dog. Then Polly Allen Puffer told the carnival food that he threw up too, like a candy apple and caramel popcorn and a rubber band. Except for that's not food. That is office supplies. I raised my hand. Carnivals are rip-offs, I said, because one time my daddy kept on trying to knock over 3 bottles with a ball, but even when he hit them, they wouldn't fall down. So then he and Mother had to call the cops, and also eyewitness news at 6 and 10. Mrs. laughed out loud. Yeah, only that is not a laughing matter, I told her. She stopped smiling. No, of course it isn't, she said. But I promise that nothing like that will happen at our school carnival night, Junie B. All the games are going to be run by the parents and teachers, and there will be hundreds of prizes to win. I sat up a little bit straighter. Hundreds? I said. Hundreds, she said. Yeah, only I don't even know how to win them, I said. And so Mrs. got out a piece of paper that told all about the carnival games. Well, let's see, she said. It says there will be a fishing booth, a penny toss, a moonwalk tent, a putting green, clothespins in a bottle, a basketball chute, a ring toss, and a booth where you can throw wet sponges at your principal's face. Just then room 9 started laughing very loud because throwing sponges at principal is a dream come true, that's why. Mrs. kept on reading. It also says that Mrs. Hall, the art teacher, will be painting faces in the art room, and in our very own room 9, there is going to be a cakewalk. I jumped right out of my chair. Hey, guess what? Walking on cake is the funnest thing I love, 'cause one time at the picnic, I stepped on my grandpa's little Debbie snack cake with bare feet, and the cream filling was very squishy between my toes. Goonie, shouted out that Jim I hate. You Goonie Bird Jones. You don't walk on cake. A cakewalk is a game where you win a cake. Right, teacher? Right? Mrs. made squinty eyes at him. Yes, Jim, but we do not call people Goonie birds. Calling people names is rude. Please, if you want to make a comment, I would appreciate if you'd politely raise your hand. Like me, right, Mrs.? I hollered out, 'cause I raised my hand very politely when I told you that carnivals were rip-offs. Remember that? Then a lot of the other kids shouted that they were very polite too. And so I had to stand on my chair so Mrs. could hear me. Yeah, only they can't be as polite as me, right, Mrs.? 'Cause I said it first. Right? Right? Then Mrs. rubbed her head for a very long time, and also she took some aspirin. Chapter 4. Very practicing. After school, I run all the way home from my bus stop. That's because Grandma Miller babysits me in the afternoon, and I wanted to tell her all about the carnival night. Hey, Grandma Miller, it's me. It's Junie B. Jones, your grandgirl. I've got some important news for you. There's going to be a carnival at my school, and I can win 100 prizes at that thing. Grandma Millie hurried out of baby Ollie's room. She looked grumpy at me. Shh, Junie B, not so loud. I just put the baby down for his nap. My shoulders got very slumpy. Yeah, only I'm excited down here, Helen, I said. Then Grandma smiled a little bit, and she hugged me hello. And she said not to call her Helen. Yeah, only I didn't even tell you the bestest part yet, I said, 'cause Mrs. read me the kind of games that we're going to play, and so now I can practice them at home, and I will be the bestest game winner of anyone. I hurried to the laundry room to get the clothespins. They're gonna have a game where you drop clothespins in a bottle, I hollered at Grandma, except for I can't find a bottle. This whole big laundry room, so I'm just going to drop the clothespins in a bucket, 'cause that will give me a feel of it, I think. I got the bucket away from the mop. Then I dropped all of the clothespins right in the thing. Hey, Grandma, I did it! I did it! I dropped every single clothespin in the big bucket, and I didn't even miss one of them. I'm a breeze at this game. I ran back to her. Now I need some pennies to practice the penny toss, I said. And so Grandma Miller gave me all her pennies, and I ran back and threw those guys in a bucket too. And here's another fun thing. When Mother came home from work, she showed me how to putt with a real actual golf club. Only no golf balls in the house, so I just putted a grapefruit. And also a dinner roll. And guess what? That night at dinner, I didn't even growl about sitting on the telephone book, 'cause everything was going my way, that's why. After we ate, Mother and Daddy cleaned all the dishes together. They weren't even paying attention to me, and that's how come I sneaked into the bathroom to practice another game. Its name is called throwing sponges at Principal. First, I got the sponges from under the sink, and then I made it soaky wet with water. Ready? Aim! Fire! I said. Then I threw the sponges with all my might. It splashed right in the middle of the toilet pot. Bullseye! I made a bullseye, I hollered, really excited. Only just then I heard a knock at the door. Junie B, what are you doing in there? Open the door. Oh no, it was Mother. I was in big trouble, I think. My heart got very pumping on account I'm not actually allowed to play in the toilet, so I quickly flushed the sponge down the pot. Only too bad for me, 'cause the dumb thing got stuck in the hole, and the water kept on getting higher and higher, and then it run over the top. Mother banged harder. I said, open this door. I did a gulp. Yeah, only it's a little bit splashy in here right now, I explained kind of quiet. Mother unlocked the door with a key. I smiled very pleasant. Hello, how are you today? I said. Mother hollered the name of Robert. Robert is my daddy, except for sometimes he's Bob. He come running in there. Well, good night, folks, I said. Then I tried to sneak out of there, but Mother held onto my shirt. And so even when I kept on walking, I kept on staying. She made me help her and Daddy dry up the water with towels. After that, I had to take a bath. Only I don't know why, 'cause I was already wet from the toilet. After my bath, Mother tucked me into my bed, and me and her had a little talk. Look, Junie B, Daddy and I know you're excited about the carnival, she says, and we also know you're having fun practicing the games. But you're worrying too much about winning. Nobody can win all of the time. Right? She said. Right, I said. And besides, the fun of the school carnival isn't whether you win or lose, she said. It's the fun of school carnival is just playing the games in the first place. Right, she said. Right, I said. So we'll go to the carnival night on Friday, and we'll have a great time, and we won't worry if we don't win any prizes at all. Right, she said. Right, I said. Mother kissed me goodnight. So See you in the morning, she said. Right, I said. After she closed the door, I waited for her feet to walk away. Then I quick took out my flashlight from under my pillow. I shined it all around the room. First I shined it on my dresser, then I shined it on my toy box. Then I shined it on the brand new bookshelf Daddy made me. I smiled and smiled. That's where I'm going to put them, I whispered to myself. That is where I'm going to put my 100 prizes.